Good morning. I'm running late because I did all that work to put stuff in the description. I went to go live and it was the wrong camera. It was a camera that wasn't on the computer. So, uh, yeah. Oh, I think I need more coffee. I haven't drank any coffee. It's all full. I did all the work. I'm like, to put in the description, to put it all where I got all these recipes from. So, I'm going to have to edit in studio when we're all done. Good morning. How are you this morning? I'm trying not to eat cookies. Okay. So I worked really hard on the descriptions. That didn't go because when I tried to fix the camera, because some reason I went on to OBS, I talk about syncing my stuff. Oh no, that's what it was. We did OBS in order to record making the cookies. So there'll be a video. I just have to go and edit it. There'll be a video on us making the cookies. And so I did extra work on that, and I don't know how that's going to turn out. So this morning, I just wanted to talk about the recipes, and I put all the links below where I got the inspiration for all the recipes. And then I still had the other camera on, and I went to go fix it, and it didn't, I don't know what it did. So there's probably some weird stuff on there going la la la. But yeah, we made cookies. White chocolate, or white chip cookies. White chip morsels. I assumed it was white chocolate chip. So it's chocolate chip, I guess. They're crispy. Check these out. They're not very soft and chewy the way I like them. Or the way that it's kind of flattened out. So it means I added too much sugar. But it's not like hard in the middle. So these are really good for dunking. And they crisp. They have a nice break to them. They're cookies. Can't go wrong with cookies. And I didn't want to eat them up because they're for other people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make the brownies, these cookies, and I made these cookies, and then I'm going to make brownies, and then I'm going to make saw it on Facebook from Emma Made or Emma Made Japan. Emma Made did giftable saltine crackers. She did where she created this. It looked like a bark or some sort of like treat. And I'm going to make mine with saltine crackers, and then I'm going to throw in some 7-gram crackers. Not the package that's open. There's 2 unopened packages in that pre-done packages. Those will go into a sheet pan. Put in all the butter and sugar, caramelized butter sugar stuff. And then it'll be topped with chocolate chips and put back in the oven to melt, spreaded melt. And then, yeah, I guess you can put nuts on it. But we're going to try those today. I'm going to try to make another video of me making them. We'll figure out how the chocolate chip cookie video came out, and hopefully at Christmas I'll be able to release those videos. I suck at editing. Yeah, so the chip recipes, yeah, I add too much sugar. It's not so soft and chewy. So from what it was inspired, when I put that description in, from what it was inspired, it is not the same. No, no, no. Why? Because I wrote the recipe like this. I didn't put down the amounts because I don't. I don't ever, I knew that it starts with 2 cups of flour. It was pretty much on the back of the package, came with a recipe that looked very similar, if that's the same thing. On the chips, on the chocolate chip, or the white chips morsels. So you start with 2 cups of flour, and then you put in, it's a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Butter is supposed to be room temp. I did not have butter at room temp. And another reason why these did not turn out right is because I put in I got the 3 teaspoons does not translate to like a stick of butter. 3 tablespoons of oil does not translate. Canola oil does not translate to substituting for a stick of butter at room temp. My ghee butter was too cold. I took it out and I'm like sitting there waiting for it to, or doing the video. Like, I'm just gonna put it in the oil. Sometimes the cookies turn out. But butter makes a different reaction. Probably softer, chewier. We didn't have brown sugar. We ended up doing 2 cups of sugar, which is insane. So I did cane granulated organic sugar, and then a cup of regular white just like you buy the cheapest bag of sugar, 5-pound bag of sugar ever, just whatever it was. And what I did is I just poured like some molasses on it. I have no idea how much. Poured some molasses in the white sugar and tried to stir it up to make brown sugar, because what I've been told, that's basically what it is. So this doesn't taste bad. It tastes pretty good. I just kind of like mixed as much as I could, and I kept like curling up in like little drops. So I'd squish them and stir them. The kids stirred them. And then I got impatient because like the video was rolling and I didn't want to edit that much. So I just had to throw it in, or put the sugars together and throw the sugars in. A pinch of salt, vanilla extract, probably about a teaspoon, I think it was. Vanilla extract. We did 2 eggs. We put in way too many chips. Gosh, way too many chips. And it's optional to do nuts. We did 350. It says use parchment paper. I didn't have any, so I lined it with tinfoil. I put down some butter, and it was good. And then the pizza pan didn't need any tinfoil on it, but I didn't grease it enough. They were stuck on there. Yeah, so you need enough. Not lightly buttered. It needs to be buttered. Yeah, that sucker did not come off like it did for the tinfoil. So the brownies, I put down 1/2 pound softened butter, or 1 cup. 3 eggs. I put down 3/4 cups of cocoa powder. That doesn't seem like enough cocoa powder. 1 cup of flour, salt, 1.5 cups of chocolate chips, a teaspoon of, it's supposed to be instant coffee. I put down coffee and vanilla extract. We'll see what happens to that. At 350 for half an hour. We'll see what happens to that. I haven't made it yet. Dude, that's what I cook. I just like throw stuff in together. That's where I learn about how many eggs for what I'm looking for. Like my pancakes, I like them differently than other people like their like fluffy, classic looking pancakes. To me, I just those are dry or not. I like them thinner, where they're crispier, where they have like a nice crispy crunch to them, and then the inside is all buttery and flaky, like that. So what I do is I take it and I don't add as many eggs, and then don't add as much the sugar, the eggs, and the flour. Like combine, you add more of those, and you get fluffy. So if you add more, or you add more like milk to your pancakes, then you get thinner pancakes. I like them greasy, totally unhealthy. That's like where they more like fry bread, leaning towards fried bread. They don't taste like fried bread. But I like those better than I like the fluffy. You know, they are they got that weird chewy. It's not like chewy and soft like cookies. It's chewy like in the last little thing of classic pancakes is it's got like a foamy kind of like when you break down foam and it all can it's got like it's fluffy, but then it's like a foam mattress and the last bit of the bite and then it tastes as good. So here I have the other recipe. I put it. Where did I put the other recipe from? Ah, okay. And then did this one. I wrote it like this. And then I will have to list all that stuff on the descriptions when I go back in and edit in studio. But I'm giving away. We're having like so much of the brownies and so much of the cookies and so much of this Christmas recipe thing, this dessert recipe for saltine crackers, that and then we're packaging them up and giving them away to family. Because honestly, I don't need that much sugar. The kids don't need that much sugar to give away. Like I ate a cookie and a half. Honestly, I was good. I want to say that last year me would have slapped me and said, "Don't you dare lie." But I'm looking at last year me and I'm telling me, you only need like a cookie and a half because I've been eating less sugar. And that has been really different on the taste buds. Like the taste buds are coming back like they were burnt off. So like when you smoke and then you don't smell or taste food as well until after you quit smoking, and that's what I've heard from people who quit smoking. I've never started smoking. They say that they taste food better. They taste and smell it, and yeah, in their clothes. So I don't know. It's like I don't know. I think it just kind of burns off when you eat a lot of salt and you eat a lot of sugar. It just kind of like burns off your taste buds. It's different, the taste of things. Oh, let's talk about it. Okay, so I watched her make it. I watched her video, Emma made. I'm a big fan of hers. We're not associated. Yeah, okay, so she took like a cup of brown sugar. So it'd probably be I'd probably be putting molasses and butter into the, or ghee, because I'm trying ghee, into the pan, and then add like a cup of sugar. It says 2 sticks of butter, so that's 16 tablespoons per. Oh, wow. I'm just going to throw in a whole bunch of ghee and boil for 3 minutes. You definitely have to stir that until it's liquid and keep stirring every so often so that it doesn't burn. Sugar burns horribly. Greased grease the tinfoil. Okay, so then it says salt side up, um, oven for 5 minutes. I don't think she put how much her oven was for, but I'm gonna say a lot of desserts are 350. So like your chicken dishes are like 425, and your pastries and desserts are usually about 350. So I want to say 350, and she put in the oven for 5 minutes. I don't know what she put in the oven for 5 minutes. All right, so she already put on the butter for 5 minutes. Okay. And put it in the oven for 5 minutes, and then takes it out so that it's hot enough to sprinkle chocolate chips on it, and put it in the oven for 2 minutes. Take that out, spread that chocolate so that it's all over the crackers, this pan sheet. Okay. And then, yeah, spread it out, and then top it with nuts, or she did saltine, or a little bit of sea salt. She said that was too much salt. So then you could top it with nuts, or you could top it with, it's pretty. So I might do some with nuts, some without, because I don't know. I don't like nuts. Oh, I eat it, and I've done it, but I don't. I prefer nuts and coconut separate from my sweets. But yeah, those are the things that. So we tried those. We're going to try those. We're going to see, and then I'm going to substitute some of the saltine crackers for graham crackers with cinnamon on them. That's what I picked up. We'll see what happens. I was surprised how much I don't need so much sugar. Like last year, I probably could have sat there and ate a whole batch of cookies and then some all in one sitting. I kid you not. Seriously, it's not a joke. It's not an exaggeration. I could eat a whole thing of cookies without flinching. And then, so I've been working like a lot on last year. Every so often, I've been trying to make sure we had portion size for the kids, because that's too much sugar. And I've watched Grandma. My mother went for the bone test to check for cancer. I don't think we have the results yet. It's looking kind of grim, but not in the. My dad comes in the door. He goes, "Well, it's not looking good to your mom." I'm like, "Wait, you need to." I'm like, "Wait, what? You need to follow up more with that statement. Like, do we call my sister and the rest of the family and be like, hey, let's get to the hospital?" He's like, "No, no, no, not like that." I was like, "Oh, okay." Whew. So that was scary for a little bit there, but no, my mom's probably still kicking. I'm telling you, that woman, if you guys know anything about diabetes or diabetics and glucose meters, it's supposed to, on an average person, you're supposed to have a glucose unit per blood is supposed to be between 80 and 120. And mom does pretty good with it being higher personally, but I swear the glucose, nowadays it runs an error, but the test that I had done when I was younger, before we had, was five units. 5 units. That woman walked out to the ambulance, walking, talking clear as day, knowing her name, knowing where she was, knowing when it was, and went into the, 5, down to 5. Nothing, I'm pretty sure that woman's immortal, but I'm not going to test it. That woman, can be around forever. And that makes me feel a false sense of she's going to be around forever, but she's not. She's stubborn as a mule, and that must be where I get it from. Stubborn. Yeah, that's my mother. Oh, I mean, if her parents couldn't kill her, I don't think diabetes is, But the fact, what I look at is the fact that she can't get around. The fact that she has difficulties doing the simplest tasks, like going to the bathroom. And I don't want to live a miserable, state like that. That shoot me. Oh my God. I, of my own, those who can't, for what you're sitting through, I can't imagine. I can't, it's not belittled or anything, but personally, that would be such a challenge. That's one of the things that core wise, I wouldn't be able to get over, that you'd have to be able to get over, to not be able to do things myself. Man, wow. No. I, yeah, no, being, half deaf, being, far-sighted, being, just weird, probably on the spectrum. I'm just, there's nothing that I can't do. There's no way to have to go to the bathroom, to have to go to bed, to have to be able to just do anything and everything, simple stuff. I like being able to, the fact that I could just bake those cookies, try to work with the kids that bake the cookies. That's just, I'm gonna take better care of myself and help the kids learn to take better care for themselves, because there's no, I'm not, no. My partner, he still sits there and watching them like guzzle down the Mountain Dew and complaining about the pancakes and everything, and I don't blame him. He works his rear end off, but I mean, the amount of sugar he probably, like, this probably doesn't help him. But yeah, I mean, he works like manual labor, and he works his little rear off, and as much as I appreciate it, see him guzzling them out too. As much as I want him on Dew, I also see my mom. I'm like, no. Like, I want all my facilities there when I'm older. When I'm 60, I want to be kicking and be able to go, okay, let's go out and hang out with the kids, the grandkids. And, 60 years old, that was, my second grader would have just, second grader now would have just graduated 10 years ago, going to college, doing her thing, works, family life, or whatever she's doing. That's 10 years of, oh, okay, we've got castle running things to do. We've got, building on the house, or we got, I've got to be with it. I can't, say, oh, we need a whole nother wing for her, or she wants a wing. We have to, I want a wing for her available for her to take, or for somebody else to be able to run and manage, because we're putting in this new business. A venue or something to run for weddings and gazebos or something, whatever it is. And we need to build that up. I can't be totally disabled and try to figure out how to run a business. That's disturbing. It's like 65 is a retirement age, so, building everything up so other people could take it over so I could go retire. Like, no. I mean, I'd like to get my books out. I'd like to get things going. I'd like to, no way is stuck in there. She's blind. She's had surgeries on her eyes. I can't. I mean, I help her, and I can't not. Having to depend on other people, because apparently I surround myself with people I can't depend on. Or I shun away people I can depend on, to the point that I'm stuck sitting there doing it myself. One of the two. We'll tell it what it really is. But yeah, no. These treats, I don't mind having one or two cookies, packing them all up, and giving them away. That affects the person we give them away to. It's, there's like three or four people that come, three or four like families, three or four like different households. She's babysitting so that they could be workaholics. She's babysitting all of her grandbabies so that they could be workaholics. And yeah, they help out a lot of other people. They've helped us out a ton. That'd be the in-laws, the brother and sister-in-laws. Um, yeah, his house he got from his brother who's doing a land contract, which was a blessing and an opportunity sooner than we had expected to take, so we took it. Um, I'm very thankful, but the fact that I would give them that much that I said is too much for us, for the four of us, it's so much that there would be enough people that each of them could eat like 2 or 3 cookies, a couple of brownies, and they may be looking for more, or I'm afraid that somebody might not get something. So there's enough people to eat all of those treats without them getting sick. So it's like way more people. There's how many count? So it would be Miles, Anthony, Sheklin, Kai, maybe somebody else. There's more than 10 people. Man, it's like a whole family gathering there. It's a big family. They had like 6 kids or something like that. I don't know. They came from a big family. He's my partner. He is, what is that, 6 or 7? He tells me he's 6 of 7. I am, let's see, 3. I am, that I know of, 3. So I am 2 of 3. Nice middle. Nobody's paying attention to me. Nobody's watching my. I'm invisible. Uh, no, I love you guys. You guys are watching. Yeah. So, don't touch your face. Don't touch your orifices. How's everybody doing with the COVID? I should probably end this video. We talked about treats. Yeah, it's so much less sugar. So eating so much less sugar, and you don't have the desire for so much sugar because it's addicting. I'm telling you, it's still addicted to Monster energy drinks and Mountain Dew, and I know better, and I don't touch it if I can help it. And like switching to just coffee. It's just bad for the gut. Like if you drink too much, a little bit is good, but if you drink too much, it's bad. I put too much sugar in my coffee. It tastes good. But yeah, I don't need that much anymore. I used to just take a whole, I could eat a dozen donuts just sitting in one seat. I didn't get fat, so nobody's going to notice that there's a problem. And, like if you're obese, you're probably either using all of that or big boned, or you're eating stuff that your body isn't using. You're not bad or anything. It's just where my body put all that sugar that it did not need to be eating, I don't know, but it didn't. I was always tired, and I can get through more of my day through some of these life changes. But if I eat too much sugar, then no, I'm out of it. Ready for bed too soon. I can't get a whole 16 hours. If you think about, if you have 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of an 8-hour day of work, then you have like 4 hours. So you have like 12 hours. Like say you get up at like 5 a.m. So it's ridiculous, but it's what I did. Uh, the alarm went off and I turned it off and I sat there, crawled in bed and sat there and gone, I have to get up, I have to get up. So 5, then 8, 6, like 9 to 5. So that would be a 9 o'clock bedtime or 9, 10 o'clock bedtime. So then that's how many hours if you sat there and figured it out? Yeah, I could tell you what it is, but we'll sit there and figure it out so you could feel so it's 5, then it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 7 hours just till noon. And, 1 o'clock is it would be a work day. So you're already at 1 and you got to get to 9 o'clock. That's a whole nother 8 hours of a day. So no, I can't. I couldn't get through it. I would have maybe a 4 to 8 hour day before I'd want to fall asleep. So I'm pretty sure I was just eating the wrong kind of food. I can make through longer parts of the day, especially if I do less metal, less electronics, more exercise, more hydration. Try to work on the core muscles with the planks. I can't do more than a minute of the planks. I suck. I'll get there though. You'll probably see once I can get to a minute on planks, that's when I want to do videos on exercise. Be like, yes, I totally awesome. You look at me. It's like other people are like, I could do a good 5 minutes on a plank. Damn. And you guys are great, but I mean, it's building up that core, building up that muscle that takes charge of building up other muscles faster, longer. Stretch, the kicks, the butt definition. Oh my gosh, I'm like, I have such a butt in the thigh. No. I've been trying to do the lift the side to try to get some definition between the thighs so that pants are more comfortable to wear. I do this for fitness so that the blood goes to the extremities and so that I can exercise is great. If you get the heart rate up for 10 minutes a day up to a certain point per age, what it does is it's like an antidepressant. It equates to an antidepressant. So if I can do that and not have to take antidepressants, that would be fantastic. It evens things out. It helps the thyroid. It helps the whole body pump out what I need when I need it. More likely. It's not a cure-all. I wish. Otherwise everybody would be just, I've got depression issues, and the doctor tells me, here's my aerobic routine. Unless it is that simple and the doctors are just making more money on antidepressants, where you need more and more and more and more antidepressants, and then like Abilify, which helps an antidepressant, which helps, and then you have like these symptoms, or not symptoms, but the side effects, and then you have other things that help with the side effects, and somehow some corporate Lily is making tens of billions of dollars, and you're all like, I still feel miserable, but I can get through my day okay. I can smile and pee and get nauseous and dry mouth, and I'm popping pills like 50 times a day. Nah, honestly, the way I personally feel about it is that you try lifestyle changes first. If it's not an emergency, not life-threatening emergency where you need that medicine right then, right there, change your lifestyles first. Process of elimination. That also helps so that you're not misdiagnosed. because it could be just this one thing and you change your lifestyle and it's gone, then it might not be something that come up as a diagnosis issue. And then whatever is left, you go and you talk to your doctor about it, and then you talk about whether or not you need medication. Uh, I'm betting a good portion of our economics in the one percenters is run off of pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals are supposed to be there to help you and to be there to improve your way of life so that you're able to function. Uh, so as long as you can run those, and as long as that's what they're doing, I will take medication. If that's not what they're doing, then no, I'm not going to take it. And always talk to your doctor about it. And if your doctor's a butt about it, and you honestly, the core, feel like there's something not right and he's just trying to make a sale, you can go through proper channels and get another doctor. Don't just stop taking medication. That's stupid. That can screw you up more than, then you'll end up on something. Yeah, my partner, she put a stab on me. It's like, oh, I'm just vindictively want you to feel the way I feel, and you don't take medication. So I'm like, really? You won't take medications for being crazy. And I'm like, I feel like I have an issue. I talked with my doctor before about taking antidepressants, and when I didn't take antidepressants anymore, it's because I talked to my doctor and we did it the proper way of getting off the antidepressants. So shove it someplace. You're like, yeah, trying to tell me I'm crazy because. But lifestyle changes also help. Food, is a good, it's not a cure, but it's a great way of going through life. Food is incorporated in us. It's hard to describe without going like sounding crazy because it's not been normalized. It should be. Like eat, exercise, this kind of thing does that. I had a friend once who's sitting there talking like, my gosh, my back hurt for so long, and I was on so many so many painkillers, and I was doing these things. I was talking to my doctor, and then I did some of these stretches, and she did some of those stretches, so those rolls, and it was gone instantly this whole time. All I would have had to do was some of those stretches, and I wouldn't have had to live with such back pain. Like, yep. I've done those kind of stretches too. I watched videos on how to do. He used a tennis ball on the videos that I watched and tried out. Oh, that sucker! It's like straightening out a Charlie horse in your leg. That tennis ball did not feel good. And right there on the part of the buttocks and the hip and the backbone, and you roll on that in a really weird, probably like, I want to say like that sucker is, it's almost perverted kind of way of rolling. I was like, that don't look right, but I'm going to try it because I'm all alone. At the time I tried it, there was, I had privacy. Nobody was watching. Nobody cared. I tried it, and instantly I felt like a whole lot better in part of my back, especially since I have scoliosis and my hips are either this way or this way. I can't remember, but I know that one foot sits like a centimeter or so higher than the other foot. I'm like, yeah, but I don't wear anything for my shoes. I just live that way. A lot of yoga, a lot of stretching, a lot of working with a chiropractor. So I take work from the chiropractor, did the yoga at home, and after a few sessions, my chiropractor was like, wow, because I stood up to go into the back room for the treatment from the waiting room. And he's like, wow, I can see the difference, and the fact that when I first saw my chiropractor and got the x-rays and everything as a kid, way back then, I remember the story about the ramp. As kids, we loved to go up the ramp, down the ramp, but, there wasn't a person in a wheelchair and needing to use it at the time. So, but kids, we like to do like all this extra stuff instead of just walking up like 4 or 5 stairs. So I ran up the the ramp on the way to see him, and I remember bumping into the ramp and working and running up the ramp and my hips bumping and I couldn't go straight. And I remember after the alignment with my chiropractor as a kid, I remember just walking down the ramp, the shock, the sheer giggly joy of being able to walk down the ramp without bumping into either side, walking a straight line. Had I been like before, had I been an older adult driving and trying to take a sobriety test, I wouldn't have passed it being sober because, man, I couldn't walk a straight line. Neither could I, like, touch the most amazing thing when you're a kid and you realize you could touch your toes after being, like, older. I must have been, yeah, I must have been second grade, something like that, 8, 5, 6, 6, 8 years old. I touched my toes after a few treatments. That was amazing. I went and I bent over and I just reached down and I could touch the ground. That was like, oh, the relief, the giggles. I was ecstatic being able to touch my toes. And then, so I went back as an adult, and well, because I hadn't had enough treatments to take care of it. So, um, when I got older, I went and went to the chiropractor. Then I did yoga at home, strengthen up some of the core things, and the lovely inconsistencies with being bipolar. I didn't stay on it. So getting back into that and the stretches and the working and the core and trying to get that so that my back can be all, nifty and make it easier to walk and talk and breathe and do all the things that I need to function. It's just good health wise. My youngest is cute though. If she's in the bathroom with me, like last year, I think it was, she's like, I'm in the bathroom and she takes her potty chair down as it's in the step stool mode. She takes it and she tries to shove it under my feet. She goes, here, put these on. Like, but I'm too tall. I don't need, so that her knees are up because she watched, I don't know where she watched it, but there was the suggestion how to poop on a and having your knees up to make it easier to poop. So she wanted me to have my knees up with her steps still. So cute. But yeah, so yeah, proper health is important. Because all I needed was 1 or 2 of these cookies. We got somebody else on, so I'm going to show you the cookies that we ended up making. And then I'll edit this in studio and put all those links in again. And then write down the recipe of what, because like the way he made them on the link is not what we got in here. This is way too crispy, way too crunchy, way too, I don't know if I just put them in too long. But they're very good. They're very, if you like the crispy crunch, those cookies are really good. What I put down, so I'll put down the inspired links. We're not associated or anything, but I'll put down his links. And then Emma's links. Emma made links from Facebook on the other recipe that we're going to try. And then I'll work on the editing after we make more gifts. And then because I have some more gifts I have to work on and things that I have to do. And then we'll work on making more videos on the brownies. And then for what it took to make the video for the cookies, like it's a lot faster to do these live videos where I just click on a button and I just maybe put things in the description and then I just click like live. And then, but what I did to all the work that went into just getting to the point where I'm about to edit for the cookies was a lot for me. So until I get everything else routine so that it goes by faster, I may not do the brownie video until after I get some stuff done. Until after I get some gift making done and some cards and the things that I'm supposed to make. So that's the fun stuff, making stuff for people and doing things and trying to get things going. And very different because I didn't used to believe in me. So now I have to believe in me and get things going and quit depending on other people in this world. Yeah, that did not turn out the like thinking. I was raised like they didn't intend it. It's just how it came across that everybody else knew better than me while I was growing up. I'm like, no, no, they don't. They don't know what's better for me or for my kids or for the things I'm doing. They know for themselves. It works. They know better for their lives and how their lives work and what's, and I respect that. But this is my life and I'm in it. I'm going to do it. Uh, I can be the master of my sail. There you go. Quote unquote. Song, poems. There are lots of songs and poems that use that quote. Who's the original? Anyways, I will try and put all the link and everything in there. And yeah, I could do about an hour coffee with Caren for about an hour in the morning. Getting ready for the holidays. Yule, we had an okay Yule. It was very interesting. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Yeah, the four of us were together for Yule. I would have invited my kids from the other state that are with their dad to have come, but equally I feel like the guilt to say that because he and his kid and my kid can't be in the same room. I won't allow it. Because my kid is going through, yeah, what she's going through, the healing that she's going through, and the way she's learning that the world is not like that, and that's not always acceptable. I mean, I don't know if his kid thinks that that's how things are supposed to be run. I don't think they feel like that because when they go outside, they're totally not comfortable. They have like anxiety issues. But then when they're in their house, they are totally, on the boss, like totally familiar with things. So I honestly got to think that that's how the world doesn't work. But then, like, why would you try to force that crap on my kid? Doesn't make sense. Why would you coerce somebody like that? I don't know what's wrong with them. But yeah, so it's interesting. It's very interesting. I mean, unless they think that that's what caring is, and then they're messed up. That's I'm sorry if they think that that's what caring is and that's what love is. Wow. Then the three of us did a horrible job. Their dad, their mom, and I did a horrible job for them. Wow. But yeah, that ended horribly, and I probably, if I knew better, it probably have ended differently and wouldn't have ended. They would have healed, and they wouldn't have been so toxic to my kid. They would have figured out the world is not like that, and that they shouldn't treat a little kid like that. And I hope to God they don't ever treat my youngest like that, because I'm gonna have some issues. No wonder they talked over my little kid oh, is she like that and this, and not actually look at or talk to my youngest because she's scared to death that she'd probably screw up that kid. Like, that kid's not really there. That's just an inanimate object in the room. Like, seriously, you can't treat human beings like inanimate objects just for your use. They're not dolls to take out, play with, and put back when you're done. Ugh. Anyways, enough venting about unhealthy things. You probably want more healthy and happy and healing and organizing and real life. What's in the life now? I should probably, yeah, I'm going to end up getting over it, and you guys probably don't need any of it in your videos. So let's end this video. I love you guys. All right, I love you guys. You guys have a good one. Till next time.